A lot of the hard times that I experienced early on definitely drove me to succeed right now, because things were so tough and so difficult and sometimes so unjust, but you learn how to overcome it. People will say you don't have enough money, you're not old enough, you're too old, someone's already done it, you can't compete, but you knock on that 100th door with as much enthusiasm as door number 1, you're gonna make it. I grew up in Los Angeles, and my father was a deadbeat dad. He left us before I was 2 years old. There was even a time when my mom was very ill and we were very, very young, where I was in a foster home for a few years. I worked since I was very, very young. I sold Christmas cards when I was 9 years old. At 11 years old, I had a paper out every single morning. I always worked. Starting John Paul Mitchell Systems, we ran across a lot of challenges. For starters, we didn't have any money. And I just left a relationship what I was in, left all the money behind. I had to sleep in my car and run a business out of my car. I got a P.O. box for $19. I got a bank account with just a few $100 in it. I went to a print shop and got something typeset so I could have stationery with my name on it. When we finally got the product, I had 15 days to pay the first bill. Well, I had to go out and sell it door to door just to try and make enough money to pay the first bill. Back in my earlier days selling encyclopedias door to door with no appointments and no leads, a lot of doors were slammed in our face. So I realized how to overcome rejection, be as enthusiastic on beauty salon number 101 as I was on the very first one if every single one said no along the way. So many salons turned us down. They said, why do I want you? I have all these big company product lines with these big names. Why do I want something unknown? And then what I told them was this: if in 30 days it's not one of the best products you've ever used, I will come back, take off every bottle you haven't used or sold out the door and give you your money back. Now that's fair enough, isn't it? To the best of my knowledge, when I kept track of this, for the first 4 or 5 years in business, only one bottle was ever returned. We knew when we made it when we were 2 years old. We were able to pay our bills on time and have $2,000 each to pay ourselves. Then we knew we made it, yay! Now on to bigger and better things. Paul Mitchell was about 9 years old, 1989. I'm sitting in my residence with a fellow named Martin Crowley, and we were sipping some tequila at the time. That was a little rough. I said, Martin, when you go down there, try and find, if you could, what the aristocrats drink and bring us back a bottle. Maybe we could just sip it instead of mix with a margarita. He brought back this long, thin bottle and said, JP, taste this. It was real smooth. He says, but I met this guy named Francisco Alcaraz. He could make it smoother. So we used his formula, started the company. What I said at the time was, let's order 1,000 cases, which is 12,000 bottles. And I know it's gonna be expensive, but it's the best there is. Nobody would take us on. It was $37.95 a bottle because it was too expensive to make, where the average tequila was $4 a bottle and maybe $14 for the most expensive one. We went to places we didn't know. And then we would say, give me an empty glass. And out of our satchel would come another bottle. We'd pour it in the glass and say, taste this. They said, wow, that's really good. We said, it's the tequila of the future. We went to Jim Beam, big company distribution. And after a couple of years, we asked them, guys, we should be doing maybe 12, 30, 40,000 cases a year. What do you think? They said, sorry guys, you have the best tequila that exists, but it's too expensive. We dropped them. We decided we could do a better job. And then we started really taking off. And all of a sudden, we had Patrón focused on the bottle. People realized it's okay to pay a few dollars more if you treat yourself. I think the spark that keeps me going is I like what I do, I like who I do it with, and every now and then I learn things through mistakes I made, trusting other people and trying never to make them again.